That's a deep and painful truth in today's world. And here's the realist breakdown of why people who work the hardest often get paid the least. 1. Labor is valued differently by the system. Hard work doesn't always equal high value in capitalism. The system pays based on market value, not effort. A janitor can clean an entire building, hard, sweaty, honest work, but they're easily replaceable, so their labor is cheap in the market. Meanwhile, a CEO might sit in meetings all day and earn millions, not because they work harder, but because their position controls resources and influences profit. The system pays for control, not sweat. 2. Essential workers are treated as disposable. During the pandemic, people clapped for nurses, grocery clerks, and delivery drivers, all called essential. But when it came time for real raises and protections, nothing changed. Society needs hard workers, but it doesn't reward them, it uses them. 3. Generational wealth and privilege play a role. Some people are born into money, connections, or elite education, and those doors lead to high paying careers. Others are born in struggle, forced to grind every day just to survive. It's not just about working hard, it's about who you know, where you come from, and what you start with. You can work 16 hours a day and still struggle if you're stuck at the bottom of a rigged ladder. 4. Education and skill gaps are weaponized. The world says, get a better job. But college is expensive. Time off for training? Not possible when you're living paycheck to paycheck. Some jobs don't lead anywhere because they're meant to keep people in place, not help them grow. 5. People at the bottom have less power to demand more. If a fast food worker asks for a raise, they can be fired and replaced in a day. But a lawyer or engineer has leverage. Unions are weak or gone. Many workers are too busy surviving to organize. Immigrants, single parents, and the poor often stay quiet to avoid being targeted. You can't fight the system when the system holds your survival hostage. 6. We mistake busy for valuable, but only at the top. When a billionaire says, I worked hard for this, it's glorified. When a factory worker says the same, society shrugs. We glorify wealth, not work, and that's a cultural sickness. Reality check. People who clean, build, cook, serve, and care for others, they hold up the world. But they're often the most overlooked, underpaid, and disrespected. Why? Because the system was never built to reward hard work. It was built to reward ownership, status, and power. If the world was fair, the people who literally keep it running would be the ones living in mansions. But fairness doesn't pay dividends. Exploitation does. And that's the truth. 1. The system pays for power, not hard work. You could be mopping floors for 12 hours, lifting heavy things, and sweating all day. But someone else sitting in an office with AC making decisions gets way more money. Why? Because the system doesn't pay you based on how hard you work. It pays you based on how much money or power your job brings in. The more control you have, the more you get paid, even if you're not working as hard. Hash 2. Important jobs still get treated like they don't matter. Think about people like nurses, garbage collectors, or supermarket workers. The people who keep everything running. They're called essential, but they still get low pay. Why? Because the world needs them, but doesn't respect them. The system is set up to use their work, not reward them fairly. 3. Not everyone starts at the same level. Some people are born into rich families or have powerful connections. They get access to good schools, better jobs, and a smooth path to success. Others are born in poor areas and have to fight for everything. So even if someone works 10 times harder, they might still earn less just because they didn't start with the same advantages. 4. Learning new skills takes time and money, and that's a luxury. People say, if you want more money, learn a trade or go back to school. But if you're working all day just to pay rent, when do you have time? Or money? You can't upgrade your life easily when you're stuck just trying to survive. 5. Poor people can't afford to say no. Let's say you work at a restaurant. If they treat you badly or pay you low and you speak up, they'll fire you. You need the job, so you stay quiet. The rich don't deal with that. They have savings, connections, and backup plans. The less money you have, the less power you have to fight for better pay. 6. We celebrate rich people, not hard workers. When a rich person says, I worked hard for this, people clap. But when someone working two jobs says the same thing, nobody cares. Society looks down on the people who struggle, even though they're the backbone of everything. The world respects wealth, not effort, and that's why it stays unfair. Bottom line, hard work doesn't guarantee good pay, especially if you're doing the kind of work that the system doesn't value. That's the harsh truth. The real money goes to people with power, status, and control, not necessarily those who grind the hardest.